That was the president just earlier this morning, and we're very excited to have the Education Secretary, Linda McMahon, joining us tonight. Madam Secretary, thanks for coming on. It's so exciting to see this happening because we've seen education decline for such a long time. A lot of parents are very excited. What is about to change?
Well, thank you very much for having me. Yes, and the president, I think yesterday with the signing of the EO, he made it very clear that he wants education to be returned to the states. He wants to take away the bureaucracy that's happening in Washington so that we're not trying to dictate to states what is best for their students. He believes, as I do, that education that is closest to the student is the best education. We want to allow, governors, state departments of education, superintendents, and most importantly, parents to be involved in the choice of their curriculum and how the programs are being designed, for their children. And I think we will see great results when that happens.
Yeah, it really is. It's refreshing to hear that, and for the naysayers out there, I can't imagine complaining about something like this because, again, it's taking the same money, it's just getting it closer to where it needs to be. How could that be a bad idea? I want to ask you this because the one frustration that I can't fathom is for all the parents out there that pay taxes, pay property taxes that go to the school in these terrible school systems, and they don't have the option to maybe get a voucher for the money that they paid to put their kids in a good school, the fight against school choice. Is there, as the head of this department, are you guys working on a way to lean on these cities and communities that don't allow for these options for kids? Is there work being done in that department? Because I can't imagine the frustration of that for a lot of parents in this country.
Well, at the Department of Education, we don't issue any rules or regulations about school choice. That is something that has to happen, on the state level. Yeah. And there are many, many states that already have adopted school choice. We certainly have provided some research. We have been in conversations with many of the departments of education in different states because the president has made it very clear that he does believe that school choice is a critical part of the program, and he is working very hard to make sure that that happens.
Yeah, he certainly is, and I just was wondering if there was some kind of a, the president's good at finding those pressure points, especially with these cities and states that lean a lot on the federal government, like so many of them do. The unions, the ATF, AFT, I think, American Federation of Teachers, already suing. The president, Randi Weingarten, said, "See you in court." What exactly is she going to sue for? What is the lawsuit going to be, I wonder?
Well, Randi Weingarten has really, I think, gone a little off the rails a couple of times in some of her conversations. I mean, last week she even said that the president was going to take away education. Well, clearly nobody thinks that President Trump is going to take away education. And Randi Weingarten knows that. She was pretty successful at keeping schools closed for a while. And certainly I don't think our students benefited very, very much from that. I'm not quite sure what kind of lawsuit she's threatening to sue, but we are focused at the Department of Education on making sure that we give tools to the states and provide them with research on best practices. So as they move through their organization, that they put in place some of these best practices. We've seen a lot of states certainly raise levels of reading and math. Louisiana just did it. The NAEP score showed that they were the most improved state. The Miracle of Mississippi that we talked about also is a great literacy program, bringing them from almost last in the nation to now at about the national average. So these are governors that are being innovative. These are governors that are taking these programs in their own hand, and they haven't needed the Department of Education to do it. One of the things I do want to stress, though, the president did say yesterday, was this fear-mongering that we're taking away funds and that there will be fewer teachers and that money will be taken away from special needs kids is just bunk. That's clearly not going to happen. The president was very clear about that yesterday. Whether and also about student loans, and whether student loans, as we heard this morning, the president is recommending that they go to SBA, and Administrator Loeffler and I have already had a conversation about working on a strategic plan for that.
Everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us, we're different. We report the real news, no spin, just the facts. Turn to us and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.